Hi everyone. So today we're going to look at a type of exploding card, and this one is done up with ribbon. And when we open it, it explodes to reveal the message and some pretty decoration. So that's our thing for today. So let's do that one up. And we'll put that to one side while we work on what we've got. I've got lots of bits together to make our card, but they're relatively simple things. So the first thing I have is a 6-inch square, 15 centimetre card. So I've got that one there. Make sure that it lies nice and flat, and we're going to be using it tent style. Okay, I've now got a piece of lightish card, which is 21 centimetres, which is 8 1/4 inches. But as usual, I'll put all the measurements in the top corner. Okay, so there's our outside. We're going to work on the mechanism for the inside. So the first thing we do is to take our paper and fold it in half, and nice crease. Okay. Open it, fold it the other way. Now this is the important bit. You open it, flip it over, and we're now going to do one diagonal. Place that on there. Do make sure you've got nice corners that are not hanging over at all. We want nice crisp corners. So open it out, and what you want to do now is to place your fingers in that centerpiece, and the diagonals you can press together and it will fold exactly. So adjust your folds here and just burnish. The better your creases are, the better your card will behave. So there's our mechanism. So we've got a card and a mechanism. So now we're going to start looking at decorating it. I'm going to have one piece on the front, and that one is going to cover the whole lot. Now, I think I want to cut this a little bit smaller because I want to put a nice silver edging to it. So we're going to cut this, and we're going to cut it, I think it's 14 and a half, 14. So turn it. So now I've got a piece of metallic, and I'm going to place this double-sided tape, and I'm going to place it right in the middle because I want room to put some fancy edge scissors around. I only want a tiny edge. So I'm going right for the middle because your fancy scissors need a nice area to hang on to. That's quite a big scallop, but that's all right. I do like occasionally just putting my hand in the drawer and working with the first pair of scissors that come out. Often we all stick to their favourite scissors and don't use the others, so just occasionally challenge yourself. So all the way round. Okay. So that's our piece on the front, and we're going to put that onto our card. You can see it's not a very big border now that we've cut it down, and it is nice and neat. So we're going to stick that onto the front of our card. So we've got a nice white border all the way round. Just checking that it's equal. That's nice. Right, I've now got a die cut panel, and I'm going to place that on the front, and we're going to start off with our first decoration. So I'm going to go right in the center there, and my main piece of decoupage that I've got is on there. So we're going to have wet glue. Put this one on. I'm going onto there, so it's just touching the bottom of the circle die cut. Make sure it's upright, and then that is going to be the front of our card. Okay. Open the card. We're now going to work inside. So the next thing I want to do is to place this onto there and center that. Now we're going to have quite a bit of decoration on the inside. Let's open this and show you. So you're only going to see 4 small corners of this lining. Okay, so I'm not going to do silver all the way around that one. So I'm now going to put this on with just a small white edge, and I'm keeping well away from the center fold. Oops, there's one. And we're going to take this one. You can use double-sided tape, any glue. If you use wet glue, you've got time to move it, but with demonstration, I try and do it as quickly as I can. So there we have our lining in the card and the front of the card already. Now let's turn our attention to this one. Okay, so we're now going to place double-sided tape down here, down to the front point and the back point, because I want to attach some ribbon. Now I think I'm going to stay with white, This is one time when it does pay to use double-sided, because you don't want this moving. So I'm now going to place my ribbon so it's coming right to the point here. The next piece of ribbon on the back, coming right down to the point. There we go. So I now want to finish fitting this so it will go inside. I am coming down, I'm going back over the top of the ribbon because I want to make sure that that is securely fastened, because your ribbon is something that's going to take a bit of pressure. So across the ribbon. Now I'm only going to remove one of these, either front or back, doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to fit back first. To remove the double-sided tape. Now this is, let's put that there. This is somewhere where if you're not confident, you can do a tiny bit of measuring. So this is 15 centimeters. So we're going to measure 7.5 and put a little mark at the top. And 7.5. Little mark at the bottom. So there's my sticky exposed. I'm going to put this bottom piece on that mark and the top piece on that mark there. So now I know it's exactly positioned. Okay. Take the extra double-sided off. And I simply close the top down. Okay. When I open it, it's perfectly positioned. And this will tie up. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, the inside. So I've got lots of bits to decorate with. Clear my area there. Right, we have 2 large panels, and that's going to be, it's 10.5 centimeters complete. So we want to do it 9.5, and that will give us a little bit to put silver around. So I'm going to take this, and I want 2 panels that are 9.5 centimeters wide, square. So I'm taking the white off for a moment. So I'm going to go 9.5 centimeters. Nine and a half. And 9.5. These stay square because they're our main pieces on here. These we're going to have to cut down. So I'm going to go with double-sided tape. It is fiddly, but it's well worth the the effort. So I'm coming back now. This appears quite wasteful to begin with, but we will go back and we'll use all the scraps that are left over. Now again, I want to come in a fair way so that I can get my fancy scissors around. So I'm going back to the same fancy scissors so that there's continuation right the way through the card. Your fancy scissors need a bit of practice, but just get yourself some old card or cereal boxes and just cut away. You soon get confidence if you're not trying to produce anything, right? If you start on proper card, you're worried about what you're cutting. So have fun. Nearly there. So now we're going to do our top and our bottom panels. You can put more tape on if you wish. Right, so I will end up with a little white border all the way around, and you make sure you're not interfering with any of these creases. There's no direction to my backing paper that I've chosen. So let's just check. That folds nicely and opens. Okay. Now we want to have a look at these two pieces. Now this is 10.5 to begin with. Right, so our center one is 9.5. And so we're going to cut those. And we're going to cut 9.5 square. Then we need to turn it diagonally, and we need to cut the diagonal so we end up with two separate pieces for there. And I had a spare piece here. And turn it round, and we're going to cut right. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got two pieces to go on there, two pieces to there, and that's going to complete our whole card. So I'm only going to do excuse me. I'm only going to do a small border all the way round. So we're not going to do the fancy scissors. So I'll just fit these on, cut them round, and then we'll be back to start decorating. Okay, so I've now completed my 4 triangles with a little border of silver all the way round, and we've got our 2 main panels. So now we've got some selection of bits of decoupage, and the first thing I want to do is to put my text up in the top corner. So I've got this, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin, and it's on a matte adhesive paper, and when you place it down it disappears into the background. Here we go. So there's my message at the top. This is the matching piece that I've got on the front, so that's going to be my main focal point here. It's easier to do this bit with wet glue because you can get to all the little extra bits, which is very difficult to do with tape and things. Obviously you need it flat and not raised, because when all this collapses, this is quite a considerable depth of card that's on there, so keep it flat. This is a bigger piece, so I'm going to balance bigger piece here. I'm going to move my other bigger pieces up here. So I'm spreading it out. Yep. So this one's in the top corner, this one's in the side corner. Okay, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to put one of the smaller bits up beside the text there. I'm going to do a smaller bit to the side there, and I've got these 2 smaller flowers here. You don't have to put an awful lot on because your backing paper will be okay, just used as is. That's pretty backing paper, and sometimes you don't want too much decoration on there. So there's our completed card, and to close it you're just pressing the diagonals, fold it down, and then you're going to just tie your little bow. Let's just trim that. Never leave the ends too short in case somebody wants to retie it. It's difficult tying bows again. Right, so let's have a look. There's that one, and then this one over there. So 2 beautiful cards, and they take a fair bit of card and paper to do, but they're well worth it. Okay, so have a go and enjoy. God bless you all.